Virgo, hi. So this is going to be a reading for mid-July 2026. And I'll do the reading for you and then I'll close it off with a oracle card. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there is an extended. At the end of the video, you can check out the link for that in the description box below if you want. Let's see, Virgo. The overall energy for the reading, the Page of Cups. I feel like you're trying to just take it easy, not overexert yourself, just, kind of, in all honesty, when I kind of look at how the reading starts, it almost feels like you're just not in the mood for shit. So just taking it easy. Starting after reading the Eight of Cups crossed by the star. Yeah, it's like nothing motivates you really. Like I can see your heart's desire and I can see you completely disconnected from it. So it's just kind of coming through as an energy of just not in the mood for shit. In your focus, the Queen of Wands, you're trying to get yourself in the mood. Kind of trying to look left and right and see, okay, can I find something that I feel a little something for? Like, am I in the mood for anything? Can I find the mood? Can I pump up the mood for something, anything? I'm not sure if you're finding it or not, but I feel like you will eventually, because I don't see this as sticking around for too long, this energy. So it's not like, oh my god, you're lost in this energy of just not in the mood. No, it's gonna pass quite fast. In the recent past, the Devil, you've dealt with something here. So I can understand why the hell you feel like you're not in the mood, because you're probably drained by whatever the hell you've been dealing with. And it's something a little unhealthy, something not great. In your Strength, the Queen of Cups, yeah, you can come back to your heart a little bit. Try to bring yourself back in the present moment as much as possible. That's gonna open up your heart a little bit, and from there, the mood is gonna start showing up for stuff. In the immediate future, the Eight of Wands, there's a nice energy exchange that's popping in here. Supporting this reading, the Fool, your energy is open. Physically you're not, because your mind is kind of holding you down there in a place of the energy that surrounds you, and you may not be aware of it, the Two of Wands. It's something that's been in your environment for a little bit. Whatever is kind of placing you in this hold, let's say, it's something that's been, or you've been dealing with for a little bit. It's just the way it's been shown up lately, it could have been a little not great at all, whatever this is. But it's been there. It's been there all along. In your hopes and fears, the Ten of Wands, you're just kind of tired of it, feeling this way, because it's not pleasant, it's not nice, and it's just keeping you in low vibration energies, which feel heavy. So it's like, it just feels tough, man. So you're kind of coming through as that. In the potential outcome, the Page of Wands, your mood is coming back. Something's definitely appealing to you. Something's shown up as, that's interesting, Okay, so cool. Let's clarify. Let's do the Page of Cups. The Fool, the Eight of Swords, the High Priestess. Yeah, while your energy seems to be completely open here and completely opposite of where you're at in the physical, what's keeping you a little stuck in the physical is your own mind. You're trying to interpret everything that's going on through the mind. And it's like, just let it happen. Just take the mind out of the equation and just let it happen. And then, there's nothing you can do to stop anything that's happening from happening, right? So then why would the mind keep you stuck in that? Just let it happen. Stand still as much as possible without the interference of the mind, and then take it from there. So there's a little bit of a contradiction there from your energy to where you're actually at. Let me do the Eight of Cups. And when we do that to ourselves, when we kind of try to figure things out and stop things from our mind, things that are going to happen anyway, that's when we kind of exhaust ourselves into this point of, I'm not in the mood for shit. So yeah, you're not in the mood for shit right now. For the Eight of Cups, you get the Queen of Cups, the Lovers, the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, this could be in regards to a connection that I can see here. And it's kind of like, how do I... I kind of get the sense that you've tried for the longest time to figure out ways in which to make something work, maybe even in the way you want it to work. And it's like, I feel like something is working in regards to this connection, but maybe not in the way you want it to work. And that's where you got a little stuck in your mind there. And instead of looking at it to see it for how it does work, you're just saying it doesn't work because it doesn't work according to how I want it to work. So maybe it is working, but you wouldn't know that, even if it is, because it's not aligned with how you wanted to control it to work, ultimately, So let me do the Star. For the Star, you get the Hangman, the Page of Cups, the Four of Swords. Yeah, all you want right now is just a break from everything. You don't give a shit about this anymore. You're like, I don't give a shit if it works. If it doesn't work, I don't give a shit about shit. So you've brought yourself to the point in which you don't even give a shit if this works or not, because you're tired. You're like, I just need a break. I just need a break. Take it. Because I feel like ultimately you're gonna have to kind of bring yourself back a little from your mind. Your mind is what gets you stuck in here. You're feeling that you're in control over anything that's happening here. For the Queen of Wands, in your focus, you get the Three of Pentacles, the King of Swords, the Chariot. But no, because you want to be involved here. You don't want to just disconnect from everything and take a break. You also want to, you want to put in the effort. You want to be there. You want to show up. So there's all these conflicting energies that are showing up for you. One, you feel like you need a break. You're not taking it because, well, if I take a break, then what's that going to do to the situation that I'm part of? Because it'll ruin it, right? If one energy stops, then the whole thing stops. And it's like, no, you just need a break for yourself. I think, you're not going to interfere with, if something's meant to work, it's going to work. Even if you take a break or other energies take a break. That's not going to, a little break is not going to disrupt the whole flow of something if it's meant to work. If it's not meant to work out, then it's not going to work out anyway, and you're just going to stress about it not working out, and then all we got is the result of you being exhausted here and not even taking a break. So that's not great, For the Devil in the recent past, you get the Five of Wands, the Ace of Wands, the Moon. Ooh, that was nasty. Maybe an argument. Maybe some things have been said or done here that nobody can take back. And it's not great things. And somebody wishes they could take it back, but they can't. Because to some extent, it's like, okay, well, I meant what I said, but I didn't want the end result to be that. Well, it turned into that. So if that's what you've been stressing about, you can't change that. All you can do is focus on what you can do moving forward. What's done is done. Things have been said, things have been done there. That's nothing, Again, what you can start focusing on is yourself, listening to your need of taking a break, and take a break if you need to, and what you do moving forward. But don't keep yourself stuck in, oh my God, but that I said that, and then they said that, and then It's a done deal. Can you change any of that? No. Okay. Then what are we doing here? Queen of Cups, in your strength, you get the Seven of Swords, the Death card, the Temperance card. In here, you're kind of telling me in your heart's heart, you're showing up as, I just want to be done with it all. It's too complicated. It's too much. It became too much. So when it became too much, I just want to be done with it all. And that happened a while ago. I don't think you were done with it. I think you showed up as wanting to be done, but you're not done with it. So you're kind of still keeping yourself in the situation while internally you feel that the situation is kind of done for you. For a while now. I may do the 8 of Wands in the immediate future. You get the 10 of Cups, the 2 of Cups, the 2 of Wands. Very nice and productive and flowy type of an energy exchange here between you and another energy. Very loving. Very nice. I know it says here in the immediate future, but it's a little bit down the road. So it's not happening right away. But it's probably an unexpected surprise as maybe an outcome to all of this chaos. You know, maybe a conclusion to it all. It's coming through as, again, very loving, very just free to be what it is type of an energy. And I feel like that's what's happening here. You're allowing for this to show you what it's actually about instead of kind of trying to control it from your mind to turn out into something that you want, you know? And that's when things kind of start looking really, really nice here, actually. When you just allow it to be what it is, to show you what it is about. Let me do the Fool and the supportive energies. You get the Knight of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Emperor. There's two sides to you at this moment in time. While their energy seems open and nice and, you know, even fun at times, there's definitely a little bit of a serious tone to it all too, that you're kind of intentionally holding in there, which normally that wouldn't be a problem. It looks quite balanced there. If you keep your mind clear and, you know, without all sorts of things running at 100 miles an hour. Yeah, it looks like, I feel like that's where you want to go with you. With where you want to go for yourself, you know? Like, I want to reach that place of balance in which, yeah, I can have fun with things. I can take things in a serious way if they need to be taken in a serious... Like, I can handle shit. You know, I want to be able to reach that place of balance again. Okay, so that's the intention for you at this moment in time. And your intention is tied up to this need to take a break. But if you don't give yourself that, then your intention is not going to pan out. So you have to be willing and able to just cut yourself loose from everything that's going on and just, you know, take a break from everything for a little bit. When you see things piling up in a direction that feels chaotic, wouldn't you want to kind of take a few steps back from that? And the need is here. The need to take a break is definitely here. And the intention is to bring yourself in a balanced place. You won't be able to if you keep on feeding the chaos, you know? For the Two of Wands in the hidden energies, you get the Hierophant, the Knight of Pentacles, the Strength card. As far as this connection is concerned, that's kind of showing up here and there within this experience of yours. I feel like in time, you may start to acknowledge more and more that the more you accept things for how they are, the better it's gonna be. You have the tendency, as far as this connection goes, to want to take control over the direction it's gonna go in. And when that happens, that's when it starts to feel very, very challenging for you. Like, no, I want for things to happen in this way. I want for things to go that way. What if you let it show you the direction it wants to take? Oh, what do you mean? What if it's going away from me? I don't want that. Maybe it should. That doesn't mean that it's going to go away from you. You know, maybe it needs a little bit of freedom. for your sake here. You know what I mean? Because the minute I see you wanting to take charge of the direction, that's when I see the tough energy showing up for you. You know, and there's been time, historically speaking, for what's going on here in which you let it be what it is. And it was better. The energy of heaviness wasn't here. And then you show up as, but wait, I need to take charge. I need to show this dynamic where it needs to go. Where it should go. Should according to who? To me. Well, that's the problem. You know, so when you try to take charge, when you try to take control, that's when the energies get very, very heavy. Because there's a flow to things. You can't interfere in the flow of things if you want for things to go in a healthy way. You know? If you decide I'm going to disrupt the flow and I'm going to impose my flow on this, well, that's control. So ultimately, that doesn't usually turn out good for you, the one that's trying to take control. And then, you know, eventually for everybody that's involved. For the 10 of Wands, in your hopes and fears, you get the 5 of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, the Judgment card. There's an energy of an ending that's kind of flowing around here. It's kind of subtle. So it's not really clear, like, oh yeah, there's an ending here. But you know it's there. Even if it doesn't always show up, you know it's there. And it feels quite hard for you to accept that that's the energy that you need to let flow. And that's where you're coming from with your sense of trying to take control. So it's kind of poking at your own fears of abandonment, fears of who the fuck knows, fear of change even. Just fears. That's the part in which you're having a very hard time just letting that happen. What do you mean? I see this energy of this ending. Should I let that happen? Why not? If it's there and it wants to happen, there's a reason that it wants to happen. If you keep on trying to go against that, what do you think is going to happen? It's probably going to make things even worse, and it's going to increase that energy of an ending. It's going to make it show up bigger and bigger and bigger. And you're going to have to fight stronger and stronger and stronger against it. So that means your level of trying to take control is going to increase here. And I already see, every time I see you trying to take control, I see heaviness with that. What's that going to do to you? You're already not in the mood because of all of the commotion around this. You know? So I see you trying to work your hardest to let things be. Let things present themselves as they want to. And in time, I see you achieving that. You know, releasing control or the need to control. It's very hard, though, from what you're showing me. But you're trying your best to do that. For the Page of Wands, in the potential outcome, you get the Page of Swords, the Hermit, the Queen of Wands. Yeah. And the minute you start accepting things as they are, not accepting doesn't mean you like the way things are going, or you agree with the way things are going, but you accept that they're happening. You know, right now, if it starts to rain, you may not like it, but do you accept that nature just wants to bring out water outside? Or are you gonna go fight with nature, kind of, hey, I need to see your supervisor, who the fuck is doing this? You know, no, you're not gonna fight it. You may not like it. Sure. You may not agree with, oh shit, it sucks. Oh, but it was sunny just a minute ago, and now it ruined my plan of, well, change your plans. It's still happening. It's still going to happen. So accepting that things are happening is not the same as agreeing with things happening. You may not like it, yes. But the minute you start accepting the flow of whatever the hell is going on here, because I can't even tell. It's so chaotic. I'm going from you trying to take control to, oh my God, that happened, and oh, you're not in the mood. Oh, you need to rest. Oh, so there's a lot of things happening for you right now. But the main one is you trying to take control at every step of everything. When you stop doing that and start accepting that things are happening and the way that they are, your energy fucking shows up like the sun here. Like super bright, super, oh my God, I feel so good. No shit, Sherlock. You feel amazing here. And your mood is starting to show up for all sorts of things, you know? So, yeah, that's your struggle through this experience, you know, trying to release the need to take control. Because ultimately, you don't even have control over these things, you know? Just let them happen and then take it from there. From the universe for you as a final advice, the Sun, the Seven of Pentacles, the Emperor. The universe is kind of like, as long as you mind your business, you know, and stop trying to take control over things that are happening outside of you, you know, you can only have control over how you respond to things or where you're at and how you feel about things. You're good to go. You're golden. And when you start doing that, I already see happiness here. I'm not seeing the heaviness anymore, you know? When you're trying to take control, I see heaviness. When you're releasing control, I see happiness. So the universe is kind of like, as long as you mind your business, we should be good to go here. Dream, song, oracle. Let's see. Nothing. Oh, this one. Learn from the bees. Number 7. Bees are tiny alchemists. They take the raw materials of flower and pollen and turn them into honey. Now is the time to recognize you are an alchemist as well. The power of transformation at your fingertips. Your raw materials are life experiences, and right now nothing is more important than turning the lead of suffering into the gold of creative expression. Unexpressed pain turns into suffering, but pain that is grieved, mourned, and given its creative voice becomes art. Medicine is found inside the wound, but not unless it becomes expressed. This is your job as an alchemist. Take the raw materials of your experience and turn them into song, dance, sculpture. Weave a story with the threads of your hope and despair. You deserve the sweet honeycomb. It tastes like survival turned into thrival. Ooh. Anyways, that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time.